cases. But I know that we have to move into closed meeting for that. I don't believe that there's anything else. I don't believe that there are any members of the public present.
Not at this time.
Okay, great. Then we do have the meeting minutes from July the 19th. Do we have anyone who would have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
I don't believe there's any opposition and no abstentions. Move on.
Okay.
Amy?
Right, so we will still go into closed session because I am going to pause the recording for that closed session. To that end, pursuant to 2.23711A35, you have the ability to go into closed session because you're discussing specific information from criminal investigative files as part of the review team's results. If I can have a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
Who was that?
Second. Come on.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna, Madam Chair, you want to vote on that?
Sorry. Yes, I'm just waiting, There's been a motion, proper second. All those in favor of going into closed session?
Aye.
Vote by saying aye. Okay. Any abstentions or any nays? Hearing none, we will go into closed session. Amy, let me know once the recording has stopped, please.
All right, recording has started again. If we can have a roll call vote taken by each member to certify that to the best of their knowledge, only exempt information was discussed and only matters identified in the motion were heard, considered, and discussed.
Then on roll call, Timothy Lyon.
Yes,
And do you certify? Do you so certify?
I do certify. Yes.
Thank you. Michael Hu Young
So certify.
and Megan Clark, so certify. All right.
Okay.
So moving on from that, it looks as though we need to discuss a future meeting date. How many more cases, or is this just a revolving door that we just get them and it's just like never ending, like mail work?
So this is a revolving door at this point in time. I did pull some stats for you all just so you had some understanding of where we were. What process that we have set up is that we have students going through our million archive case files and looking for positive probative associations. And then they refer that to DIA, and DIA is sending letters to the courts to see if we've got convictions on these people, because we don't know that, if we've got transcripts, and if we can have a copy of the transcripts. So to date, she has sent, and we've identified 1,436 cases, but we are just at about 300,000 of the 1 million case files. Of those, I've got 4 more sitting that I need to send to the review team. But of those, we have been able to obtain transcripts in about 52, 54 cases. So that's kind of our trial and error rate of trying to obtain transcripts. And we do get a large amount of responses. There's some court clerks that are like, you have to come review it. We're not going to send it to you. But for the most part, they will let us know, yes, there's a conviction, no, there's not a conviction, or, yes, there was a guilty plea and here's a copy of the order, or here's the transcript. And we just obtained the transcript of the Hare hair testimony. Of the 48 that you all have considered, not counting today's, 20 we did notifications on and 28 were no notifications. So that gives you an idea, that we're shooting at, the 40 to 45% issue with testimony. So at some point in time, I think we'll go back to the board and just see how they want to proceed. We did do a request to inmates, or I sent out a notification to inmates that if they had hair testimony as part of their case, to notify us and send us a copy of the transcript. We've sent it out to the stakeholders as well. We are just, but it's just a slow process of moving through these historic case files, because at the same time they're scanning the certificates of analysis so that we have them digitized going forward. So I've got 4 transcripts that I need to send to review, and we'll put the review team together in the next month or so, and get them to review them. If you all, the next meeting would have to be in person because we have to alternate. So if you all want to set up something for February or March today, we can do that. And
We could look at March. That would be great.
I'll get the review team to meet and get their responses done before that on those and keep it rolling for right now.
Do we have we don't have a board meeting in March, do we?
We do not. The next board meeting we have is in April.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm looking now for the date. So the board
it's April
meeting
10th.
is April 10th.
Can we meet right after the board meeting?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay,
That's fine.
that's what I'd like to see happen, if possible.
Works for me.
I will set it at about 11 o'clock. We've got to have a time certain, with the thought process that, I'll take a look at the agenda for the board and make sure, we're not giving too much time.
Perfect.
Is the board meet virtually on that day, or are they meeting in person?
That's an in-person, because the January meeting
Okay.
is virtual because of
Virtual,
the
okay.
GA session. So, okay.
Okay, I just had it here as a virtual meeting, but that's good. That's good that we had this meeting because I wouldn't have shown up.
Well, I may need to monitor you a little bit more closely, Mr.
You do. You need to. I had it down in virtual meeting. I'm like, okay, good. Amy, can I ask a question of all the cases that have been notified? What happens after we notify? Do you have any statistics as to what happens after that?
I really don't, because so the substance of what we do is say, look, we found issues with the hair testimony. We send that to both the prosecution and the law enforcement, and also to the defense if we know the defense counsel, and to the defendant if we can locate the defendant. And sometimes that's difficult. And I don't have, I think sometimes this is added in maybe as part of a writ of actual innocence. But I don't have any way of really knowing that, because that, it's got to be a published decision for me to be able to see that. So,
Right.
and it all factors, it all depends on what other evidence there is in the case. So,
Correct. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Well, thank you all.
Thank you.
It's 11:17. If we could go ahead and adjourn, that would be great.
Why,
got
you
to
busy
do a
or
motion.
something, Megan? You got what? Are you busy or something? I thought during the holidays all crime stops and.
Yeah, don't I wish it? Don't I wish it? So that's Michael making that motion. Michael, is there a motion to adjourn?
Yes, motion. Sure.
Second.
you. Thank you, thank you. Y'all have a great holiday.
Yes.
Thanks so
Likewise,
much.
y'all too.
Thank
Happy
you.
Thank you.
holidays.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.
Now I can't even leave the meeting. I'm pressing leave and I